Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman 1010 and welcome back to Lego Star... I mean not Lego Star Wars, what the hell am I on about? Blooper reel. Take 2. Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman 1010 and welcome back to Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7 and yeah, of course we're continuing with our showcases and on the last episode we took a look at Lily Evans Potter. And now we're looking at James Potter, Harry's father. And here's one of the versions, which is him as a ghost, where he can basically go through people, which is just great. But yeah, that's what this version looks like. He doesn't do a whole lot, but I mean, he's a ghost, so that's, you know, kind of cool. He can kind of float up in the air like this. He don't really have anything for the circle button. And he can basically scare you. And here's the young version of James Potter. So from when he was actually alive. And in Hogwarts. So there you go. And here's the Reducto spell. Wingardium Leviosa spell. Diffindu spell. Luminous Salon spell. I mean not smell. Spell. God. Aquamancy spell. And Expecto Patronum. So there you go. You can also jump as well, which of course is different compared to Thingy, the ghost version. So I guess here's a comparison of Harry and his father. So there you go. And once again, that wizard's been a moron, so it feels like last episode all over again. Guess not much has really changed, huh, guys? God. Anyways, that's the comparison. We'll just go with any old Hermione. It really don't matter. So here's Hermione up next to James. Well, James Potter. So there you go. So that's that. And up next to Ron here. So there you go. We won't do everybody, we'll just do the ones that are, well, related to Harry, but more related to James as well. So you'll get to see Wormtail and Sirius Black and all these other people come to play, or come into play, sorry, in this showcase. So, yeah. You will, of course, get that. So, I guess we'll compare him to his rival, his nemesis, I can't speak, his nemesis, I can't speak proper English, and, yeah, that would be Snape. So, there they are. Okay, now comparing him to Remus Lupin. The first one of the Marauders that we have yet to showcase him up against. So there you go. That's that there. Boom. And as for any others, there's not really any others until we will get to Wormtail. This charger does not want to stay in. So there's all the spells. Well, not spells, but there's Wormtail up against his former buddy James Potter. So there you go. And now for Sirius Black. And then after that, all we gotta compare him to is Lily Potter, Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley. After that. So come on. So there you go. There they are. Sirius and James. And next one would be Lily Potter. There we go. There's James and Lily up next to one another. So there you go. So there you go, that's that. It needs to stop doing that. Right. Now moving on to Vernon Dursley. So, okay, let's compare Vernon and James and so on. So there they are. Petunia Dursley. So there you go. There's Petunia, James and whatnot. So there you go. And then Dudley. And there you go. So, we've taken a look at the two versions of James, we've compared him to, obviously, other characters. Now for, basically, info on him. So, basically how his story starts, it's a lot less complex than Lily's story, because obviously she has, like, stuff with Snape and all these other things, whereas with James, it's a bit different. So basically, he goes to Hogwarts, he basically gets on the train to go to Hogwarts, and he ends up making friends with Sirius, Lupin, and Wormtail. And also makes an enemy out of Snape as well. So that also happens. And he basically proclaims that he wants to be in Gryffindor, and Snape isn't really that pleased by it. So yeah, and James notices and therefore doesn't take too kindly to what Snape is kind of saying, and yeah, they basically have a verbal battle for like a little bit until Lily and, well, Snape go elsewhere, so that's what happens there. And then they all arrive to Hogwarts. James basically bullies Snape every chance he gets, with his friends in tow as well, so there you go. 4's apparently a crowd. In this case, apparently. Although I figured it would be 3's a crowd, but in this case it is not. So yeah, they do that, and basically Snape ends up hating James' guts basically for life, so that ends up being taken out on Harry many years later. So he basically has a love-hate relationship with him because of the fact that James is his enemy in his eyes, and Lily is Snape's, well, lover in his eyes, in Snape's anyways. So yeah, that happens, and yeah, so Sirius, Lupin, and Wormtail and James all basically remain good friends during their time at Hogwarts until Wormtail, after they left Hogwarts, ended up giving James and Lily's location up to Voldemort, and Voldemort proceeds to kill them both because he heard of a prophecy where he can't really have like unlimited power or something, unless either Longbottom died or Harry died. And they were both basically babies, both Neville and Harry, so they knew nothing about that. So yeah, in the end, none of them died because, well, the prophecy wasn't for Longbottom, and Harry survived thanks to his mother putting a love spell on him. So yeah, that's what happens there. And what else? What else happens? Oh yeah, James, Sirius, and Lupin and Lily all gather around Harry at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 2, and basically drop some killer iconic lines. So like the line "always" and "until the end," and you know, blah blah blah, and "quicker than falling asleep," and you know, stuff like that. So yeah, very very touching. And that's before Harry actually tries to, well, give himself up to Voldemort himself. And yeah, so that also happens. And yeah, what else also happens? Oh yeah, James ends up settling down with Lily, and of course they have a baby that is obviously Harry. And yeah, they get married, and you know, etc. And yeah, they're basically a happy family until Voldemort comes around to basically murder them in cold blood. So yeah, that's basically what happens there. So just trying to think what other things are there that I can really say are noteworthy to talk about to do with James Potter. Honestly, I think we've kind of generally covered the basics, so I mean, we could pretty much end this video now, I suppose. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this showcase video and such, then like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, favorite videos. If we could get out 60 likes, that'll be great. And yeah, ciao guys.